Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to do these Silver Bells nails. Um, they're hand painted, and so I'll do the best I can to show you how I did them. This is a sample nail that I already did, and I did it on this one on a mat. These ones are not on matte background, but this one is, and I was hoping that you could maybe see it a little bit better. But also when you're painting on it, it's a little less slippery if you do it on a mat, but you don't have to. So what I used for the color is this one by True Gel. I did use a gel polish. It's a berry color, and I will put all the information in the information box of everything I'm using. This one here, now you could use polish. If you have a berry color that's this, about this color or whatever in regular polish, you can do that too. Just make sure it's really dry before you start painting on it. So anyway, let's get started. I went ahead and I did the base coat, and I'm using a giant nail, so hopefully you can see it even better. It's going to be a little challenging trying to do this thing in the angle so you can see it. So I'm just using craft paint, really inexpensive. I'll put the colors of these in the information box too. So I'm basically using white, black, and a little bit of gray, mostly white and a little bit of black. And then I'm also going to use this to highlight with. It's a LA, it's super sparkly. It's called Live. Anyway, and then I'm going to use this CoverGirl one just to borrow some little sparkles out of it for the bells. So we'll go ahead and get started. And first we're going to do our white. Now if you have a tile or something, it makes it handier to use, or something that you can put some paint on if you need to or want to. Mostly I do it out of the bottle, but sometimes I like to wipe my brush off, if it gets too much on it. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm using a couple different striper brushes, not the super long ones, the shorter ones. This one is called a Script striper brush. If you can see it, it's a little bit, it's a little bit thicker than this one. This one I think is by LE, but I will put all that down. It's much thinner, and it's also not the longest striper brush. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this one here, the one that's a little bit thicker, and we're going to get some white on here, and then I'm just going to do the long line first in white. So let me make sure I got enough on here. Now hopefully I can do it upside down. It's much easier to do it from your direction. And I still went off the edge a little bit, which is more likely to happen if you're using a shiny top coat than a matte, but that's okay. It's going to be pretty. And don't worry about this being perfect, because it's more than likely not going to be. I mean, you might, be able to do it even better than me, but I'm not looking at a picture or anything, so I'm just kind of doing it out of my head. And so if you want to, do nicer bells than me, actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and continue and do these guys too. So I'm going to go this top line, not halfway, but, about a third from the top. And you're going to have to kind of figure out the proportion, because of, your nail, how big your nail is what I'm trying to say. So as you can see, doing it upside down, I didn't get it quite straight, but just as long as you can get the idea, and you'll do a better job when you do it. And then also I'm going to do the top part of these bows, and so this might be tricky upside down, but we'll see. Maybe not, hopefully. I hope you can see. So I'm just going to kind of go from the center, and I'm just going to kind of go like that. And honestly, I'm doing a terrible job because I can't see. So maybe if I do it upside down, I can do better, I hope. Wow, this is really hard upside down, not looking at it. There we go. You can always kind of, touch it up too if it isn't exactly perfect. Yeah, that's not near as good as my other ones. Dang it! Oh my gosh. Okay, well anyway. So let's go on to the bells. So the bells I'm going to outline also with the white. And as you can see, I'm going to kind of, one's a little bit diagonal this way, one's a little diagonal that way. And I'm just going to kind of go like this. Get a little bit more on my brush. And kind of like this. Oh, this is, oh gosh. Oh, this is kind of funny. I'm sorry. Maybe it's not, but oh, Lord help me. All right, so I think I got too much on here. So you can wipe it off on your tile if you do. And I'm going to go under a little bit, and then I'm going to do the other one. Maybe I should use that other brush, because I'm kind of making it thicker than I want, but that's okay. I think it'll still be okay. All right, so anyway, so I hope you can see what I'm trying to do. Oh, Jesus, help. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is really hard doing it upside down. Okay. Well, as you can see, like, they are not near perfect, so. Oh, Lord. Anyway, let me look at these things. Holy cow. I think I must have used the thinner brush when I did these, which would help so they don't look quite so thick and blocky looking, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and fill in now with the sparkly, and I'm definitely going to use a thicker brush for, I'm going to take this brush out and I'm going to use this thicker brush here. And I'm just, as you can see, I'm just kind of doing the same thing I do with my paints. This is the way I like to do it. So I'm going to fill in my bells, and maybe I can kind of thin out this white with my bells. Now, when you do this part, if you cover up too much of your white lines, you can always go back in and, go over your white lines, so that makes it more noticeable. This is, oh, that's funny. Okay, so let's do the other one. We're just filling it in with this sparkly polish. Now, if you have a sparkly paint, that would be even better, because then you don't have to, it's not as hard to clean your brush too. And then you can just clean it with water, which would be awesome. They're kind of hard to find sometimes, because some of them are really, really thin in the craft paints, but if you find a good brand, that's awesome. Okay, can I look at it this way now? Oh, funny. Okay, so I'm going to kind of highlight this bottom line a little bit, highlight this bottom line with the silver, and then I also want to go along my lines here and highlight them too. So I'm going to do it like that, and like that. And if you go over your, overlap your white a little bit, don't worry about it. It's fine. It'll look pretty. It's gonna look pretty anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna highlight up here too, along the long line. And you can do it thicker or you can do it thinner. I'll try not to do it too thick. Let's see, from this angle. Okay, so it just kind of highlights it. I think it makes it look prettier. And so now we're going to, actually I'm going to go ahead and I want a little line down here. This will be my highlight line. I'll put some white right next to it, because we're going to put our little, whatever that little ball thing, whatever, the ringer of the bell. Oh, help me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and use this, my dotting tool, take a little bit of this sparkly polish off, silver polish off here, and I'm going to just dot a circle at the end of that. Right like that. There we go. Okay. So let me clean off my little dotting tool, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab some white again. And I think I'm going to add just a little kind of, I want to make like a charcoal gray. So I'm going to grab my thinner one now. And actually I'm going to do it at the bottom like I usually do. And then I think I'm going to try, let me grab some white and see if I like it that way better. Sometimes I use the gray with the black, sometimes I use the white with it. I'm actually kind of liking this, makes it kind of a darker charcoal. So I think I'm going to do this instead of using the gray, so I'm not using the gray. All I'm doing is I'm just doing a little teeny bit down here, right there where that little, you know, almond shaped opening is, where the little ringer comes out of the bell. So it just, you know, gives it a little bit of a shadow, a little depth. And then I'm going to clean off my brush. And I'm going to use a little bit more white by itself. And I just want to, okay, so see where these have the you know, the bow ties coming down, the tie from the bow? I'm just going to put those in now, just like that. So I'm going to get a little bit more white. And if you're worried about having too much on your brush, just kind of go like that. You know, it just takes practice, you know, just figure it out. Okay, let me see. I'm going to have to do this upside down. So my brush is going to, so my line is going to come over like that. It's just going to kind of swoop over. Okay, just going to kind of swoop over. Okay. And you can, I'm sure, do a better job if you're able to look at it from your direction. I'm sure you can. I know I do, thankfully. But anyway, it gives you the idea, you know. Now, if you put your bells down a little bit lower, which they will be a little lower because your fingernail is going to be smaller than this one. And so see how mine are lower? So actually mine are like, it overlaps a little bit on some of them, that, you know, the bow tie coming down. But some of them it doesn't, it just kind of comes right to the bell. So whichever look you like better, you know, is what you can do. You know, I put it over the bell more than I normally would. This poor thing. I'm sorry. Anyway, kind of funny. I'm going to go ahead, and the only thing else I did was I added just a little bit of, actually, let's do that too. We're going to add just see the little dots up there? And it usually looks better with an odd number, so we're just going to add some dots. And on mine, because, you know, my nails are smaller, you know, and some of them, there was, you know, a couple over here, one over here, or you can do 3 on one side and 2 here if it's big enough, you know, or however you want to do it, anywhere that you want on there. But I think I'm going to just start, and I kind of dab it in the cap and then, you know, dop it off on my little tile thing so that I don't get it too big. And then I want to do another one, and so that it has a variation in size. So one's a little bigger than the other one, and then I'm going to get a little more just to make sure I got enough, and dab it off. And then I'm going to do kind of the same, I think I'll start down here, kind of do up and then up. And so I've got 5. Now you can, you know, this one's huge, so you can put some down here too. So it just depends on what you like. But like on this one here, I did a couple over there. So, you know, so you can, you know, you can do that one if you can do that if you want to. You know, if you wanted to add more, you could. You know, so like, could be, call it snow if you want, or, you know, whatever. But, okay, so, and the only thing else I did was, I used this that's CoverGirls, and it's got these kind of octangular sparkles in them, but you could use any sparkle. You could use, if you have little rhinestones, you could use little rhinestones, you know, whatever you like. But this is how I did it. This is what I had, and this is what I used. So I just put a little bit, it's easier to get these out of here if you just put some on your, you know, put some on a tile and then just sort of pick up the little octangular one, especially if you're going to use it for, you know, the end of your bell, and it can be a little challenging to get it off sometimes. The rhinestones would probably show up more blingy, you know, than these would. These just sort of, you know, if the light hits it, shows up. And they are a little bit of a challenge to get on here sometimes. So you just kind of dab it on over where your little bell ringing ball is. Oh, anyway. And then, you know, you can do it however you want. You could also just dab a little bit on your bell if you want a little sparkle in there, or you can just do it, you know, continue to do it the same way, because you do have to be careful. You don't have as much control with this. And if you get too much polish on here, you may not get enough sparkles, or you might get just too much polish and then it'll be blobby. So that's I think that's plenty. So that's how I did these. And so even as goofy as I did this one, you know, not perfect, it still looks pretty, I think. I hope you do. And it's fun to do. It really is pretty easy. And it's definitely easier when you can do it, you know, from your point of view, your angle, the right angle. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and thanks so much. Please like and subscribe. Click on the bell icon and I will send you notifications when I put out another new tutorial, which will be really soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.